up guys, welcome back to my channel. Right here we'll be watching some interesting and unsettling videos that will make you question our reality. 大家好，我是大金，欢迎回到我的频道。在这里呢，我们会一起来看一些那些在美国网络上面流传的一些有意思的挑战我们认知的一些影片哦。那我们话不多说，赶快开始吧 ，Let's go! Alright.
The following footage comes from a beekeeper who was out on his farm tending his bees when he noticed this unidentified creature was watching him. But the thing is, he doesn't have goats, nor any other creature or animal that could look like this thing. And why was it hiding, peeking out at him? And here's the other thing. By his naked eye, it had an almost human-like quality. Take a look at this. Comment below. Tell me what you think this could have been.
It has horns like a goat, but it doesn't have snout. It doesn't have mouth. It just have human like round face. Look at it sideways. Look at it turn sideways. Look at that. It's really obvious, like, kind of like humanoid? Yeah, human-like quality. So, I'm not sure. Do you think it's real? It was kind of iffy there. It's like, out of all the places, why are you looking over there specifically? And then, but, you know, if it's real, then that's really a weird creature because it doesn't look like it's anything like on this earth or something. It's not an animal. Is something else, but I think there might be a slight chance it might be set up.
Meta just completely changed the tech world. And I'm not talking about their new AI glasses. I'm talking about this, their neural wristband. This is the most underrated piece of technology to come out in the last few years. And I think this wristband is gonna be the reason why Meta wins the AI race. Let me explain. Today, the neural wristband is marketed as a sidekick for Meta's new AI glasses. And you've probably seen the demos. It can detect neurons firing in your arm before you move. So it unlocks a whole new class of movements and gestures. You can tap your fingers to select, pinch and twist to adjust volume. You can even handwrite on your leg and have those letters render in text. It's pretty cool. It works so well that as soon as you use it, you realize this is the optimal controller for AR and VR. So what if Meta's hero product wasn't actually the glasses? What if the hero product was the wristband? Think about it. Over the next few months, you're gonna see lots of companies come out with their version of AR glasses. Google, Samsung, a bunch of startups. You're even gonna see Apple's version in the next couple years. But unless you wanna look like Snape in the grandstands, voice control alone is not gonna work in certain environments. And eye tracking with blink control is not gonna work either. So you're gonna need some sort of gesture controller. And that is where things get interesting. Since 2019, Meta has been quietly building a trove of patents around this wristband use case. I'm talking dozens of patents covering all sides of this problem. In other words, they basically own the entire category of IP for this ARM-based control. So while Meta's glasses will be one of many, their wristband will be one of one. And this is a huge competitive advantage. In a way, the wristband is an entirely new interface layer in itself. They could develop it to connect with any smart glasses, as well as any smart device in general. They could also put Whoop-type health features in there so it becomes the only wearable you ever need. Eventually, you could control your lights, appliances. You could even turn any static screen into a touchscreen, all with simple gestures that are already intuitive to the user. I'm telling you, this neural wristband is a huge key to the future of AI hardware. And for Meta, it's their new secret weapon.
Yeah, I've been looking at this. It's just kind of limited. You can only use this wearable wristband to control glasses, but imagine if the wristband is universal. Not only you need to have a glasses, but you can have a phone. Maybe entertainment center, your phone is far away from on the big screen. You can just use your wearable to control everything. All right.
Let me show you some maps that are going to change the way you see the world. This first map shows the median house price in the United States in the year 2000, and this second map shows the median house price in the US in 2025. Where I grew up in California,
Wow.
$393,000 in the year 2000, that's almost $1 million
Area
in
I live
2025.
doubled.
That's unfathomable to
5
me.
years.
And in Florida, where I live now, $195,000 in the year 2000, and it's $412,000 now. This map shows
wow,
the difference
some
between
places
how
like
people say
triple.
fireflies and lightning bugs, which I've never seen one in real life, so doesn't matter to me. Shout out to Owl City
Oh,
Fireflies,
really?
though. This map shows how North Dakota and South Dakota have very eerily similar populations as North Manhattan and South Manhattan. Any colored
Well,
area
almost
on
the
this map
same.
is where at least 5% of the population of that area uses public transportation. Orange is 5 to 10%, where red is 10 to 20%, and over 30% is the dark red, which we have one area, obvious. I've never been to Australia and would never have known this, but apparently you can drive for 38 hours in the state of Western Australia and still be in the same state of Western Australia.
Why are people not talking about what's going on in Texas? Over 30 missing children were found in a 2-week sweep called Operation Ladybug. This ain't just a headline, this is reality. And the shit they uncovered makes this shit even more sinister. Because a lot of people are sweeping this under the rug, and a lot of strange people have something to do with this. Now, these kids were deemed critically missing, super vulnerable to abuse and trafficking. Some vanished without a trace, but this operation exposed everything. They pulled records from Texas Crime Information Center and the National Crime Information Center. And they found out that some of the kids that was missing because of people that were in their own families. 3 people arrested for harboring runaways, 9 felony warrants executed, and 5 new investigations just kicked in. More than 30 juveniles located and given immediate care. Now think about this. Why are people being so quiet about this situation? Any other time when kids go missing and kids get rescued, everybody is talking about it. But they're not talking about it right now. Why is that? Why do you think that?
Do you remember a show, To Catch a Predator?
I remember with Chris
right?
Hansen.
There's like a dark reason why the show was completely cut off air. In fall of 2007, the team that helped catch these predators, they had set up a decoy account on MySpace, posing as a 13-year-old boy. Quickly, obviously, somebody took the bait. It was this guy who was claiming to be a 19-year-old college student. And then after them doing more digging, the guy wasn't 19 years old. He was way older than that. He was in his 50s, Louis Condrat. He worked as a district attorney in Texas. So like he was heavily known in like the law enforcement.
Hey Will, this is Luke. How are you?
Hey, how are you?
I'm good, thanks.
What are you doing?
Nothing. What's going on?
That's a decoy speaking right
Nothing
now.
much.
Those pictures that you sent, those were pretty hot.
Oh, did you like them?
Yeah, I sure did. You have any more?
What did you like?
After a while of Louis just completely like stopped messaging back, he deleted a lot of stuff that he had on his MySpace account. So now Chris Hansen and the team were kind of stuck in a situation where like, we know this piece is a but like we can't do nothing about it if he's not gonna come to this house so we could catch him. So they brought the sting operation to him.
Nah, I could already tell this is gonna go wrong, bro.
The police crew, they rush to the house, call him first. No answer. Then they knock on the door multiple times and nothing. And this went on for like a couple hours, and eventually I believe one of like the head polices, they end up calling the SWAT team. They surround the house and eventually they end up barging inside the house. But while they're focusing on Chris Hansen inside, Louis, he says, "I'm not gonna hurt anybody," while holding a pistol. So then he ends up shooting himself. After that basically marked the end of To Catch a Predator. NBC, they were sued by Lewis's sister.
Why the fuck did they get sued?
Oh yeah, so this To Catch a Predator, back in 2007, I didn't know that's been so long. To me, it's still like pretty fresh in my memory. So for my viewer doesn't know, To Catch a Predator is a popular TV show where this TV show host go to lure the bad people out that's targeting the young kids. So and then basically they would do this like they would take the police and then do this doorbuster and stuff like that, and that it was like really popular at one point. And I didn't know that's how it ended, but that's too bad because I think we need more like stuff like this.
Boys, a new sport has just dropped and it is taking over TikTok right now. It's called Brave Ball, and as you can see, it's a wild combination of football and boxing. And the rules are simple. They're not at all. It seems like it's just normal football rules, but you're wearing gloves and a head guard, and whenever you get in reaching distance to someone, you can smash the shit out of them. That's about all I've figured out. Now, it seems to have started in Poland by a martial arts club called Be Brave, but it's now spread to other countries in Eastern Europe, including Ukraine. And they're taking equality to the next level. Because as you can see, it looks like boys and girls are playing together. Now, it does seem that most of these videos are from actual martial arts clubs trying out new ways for their students to train. But the question is, would you play this or not?
Brave Ball. So boxing and soccer. So isn't that called football in America?
Ghost.
All right.
CBS 46's Yasmina Alston spoke with some paranormal investigators to see if it's real or if it's a hoax.
Here in Canton, Georgia, a group of paranormal investigators look into the supernatural. So it was only right that we asked them about what a mom says she saw in her security footage.
It's definitely unexplainable.
A Metro mom says her home security footage captured her son's ghost.
Definitely tell that in the photo there is a human figure.
On Facebook, Jennifer Hodge posted that she was watching TV with her daughter when an alert on her phone said, "Your entryway camera saw someone." Here's what it showed.
No one's around at the time and something gets captured that we can't explain.
Hodge posted that the figure looks just like her son Robbie, who died in 2016. Hodge told media outlets her son died of an accidental overdose.
That's really fuzzy. All right.
So what if hearing voices inside of your head doesn't make you crazy? It's actually normal, even if you don't have mental illness. But because of this, people often feel misunderstood by society and their doctors. So let's take a look at what the updated science has to say. In a recent study, these hallucinations are defined as altered perceptual experiences, basically meaning that you're seeing, smelling, tasting, touching, and hearing things that are not really there. And while most people think that this only happens during schizophrenia, the study shows that this happens also in depression, anxiety, PTSD, and personality disorders. And importantly, up to 15% in the general population. These altered perceptual experiences are diverse and exist on a spectrum. Some people see and hear a voice at the same time as if it's real, and it could be a short passing experience for some, while for others, it can be a constant distressful phenomenon. And a strong connection exists between childhood trauma, especially abuse and neglect. Where the more trauma someone experiences, the more likely multiple senses get involved. And this is where culture shapes meaning. In Western medicine, hearing voices is often labeled as a medical symptom. Versus India or Ghana, these voices can also be interpreted as spiritual guidance. Key takeaway here is that science needs to move towards a more holistic model that honors both the biology and the subjective experiences to help everyone.
Yeah. How can we study more in this area, but not just focusing on the physical part of our body, but our maybe invisible part of our body?
A bunch of protein powders have lead in them, according to Consumer Reports. They tested 23 protein powders and ready-to-drink shakes, and the majority had more lead in a single serving than the maximum recommended amount of lead exposure per day of 0.5 micrograms. Vegan Mass Gainer contained 7.7 micrograms of lead per serving. Contained 6.3 micrograms of lead. 0.7 micrograms. 100% plant protein contained 2.3 micrograms, and a bunch more had well over 0.5 micrograms of lead per serving. Now, that 0.5 microgram limit of lead per day does have a wide safety margin built in, but I do recommend checking out the full report from Consumer Reports so you know what's in your protein powder if you use one.
But it looks like all the name brand on the list of too high of the lead content. So that's really alarming, especially people are drinking every day, multiple times a day.
Guys, look. There's no one here. No one in this corner. Still, nobody here. Look at my left camera.
No hand! No hand! That guy doesn't have any hand. But it's so clear though. Was it like edited, like AI, or was it real? Wow.
Have you ever heard of Pine Gap?
What is Pine Gap?
Better known as the Australian Area 51.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Everyone's got their own, I guess, right?
It is near Alice Springs. People have reported for a long time that around Pine Gap, there's a lot of UFO activity.
Interesting.
It's a joint effort between the United States and Australia. But basically, who runs Pine Gap is the CIA.
The Americans.
A lot of people report seeing strange lights in the sky, moving silently and rapidly. And then there's this one account in the 1970s where these Aboriginal trackers, they saw something crash and they went to observe it. They're in the bush, these Aboriginal trackers, and they found this smooth metallic sphere, partially embedded in sand, emitting a low hum or vibration. The object was reportedly cool to the touch despite being in the desert heat, about the size of a basketball, perfectly symmetrical, seamless, and impossible to open. One of the men picked it up but said it felt strangely heavy for its size and gave the sensation like it was pulling at his insides. The story also includes the orb started levitating slightly when placed on the ground. The men later approached the military personnel who confiscated it and warned them never to speak of it. One of the men became ill and disoriented afterward.
That's crazy. I think that's wild to me though, like just how that works, like especially if the CIA is involved, like that's American agents and the stuff that must happen there. We think Area 51's a problem. Guess what? No Americans are doing anything about that. They're not sneaking in there.
She was working the closing shift alone when this happens. An employee works at the haunted house McAllen Horror Nights in Texas, which is known for its props and costumes. However, one night while doing the closing shift alone, the CCTV camera captures this. As the employee attempts to go past the mannequin, its head suddenly shifts towards her, causing her to stop in her tracks and stare at it. Then its head just suddenly twists all the way to the side, instantly scaring the girl out of the room. This mannequin doesn't have any moving mechanisms and nobody else was around to move it. So is the mannequin haunted? Let me know what you think. They were exploring an abandoned building when they see this. A couple decided to explore the old buildings known as Seton House, somewhere in Denver, Colorado, late in the evening when they see something terrifying.
Oh. Shape. Let's see your right hand side.
Oh, it feels kind of eerie. You get a weird feeling over here, like a weird vibe.
In a dark corner, a pale grey woman can be seen just standing there. The woman doesn't seem to cast any shadow and has a creepy looking appearance. Seconds later, the figure was no longer there, and they didn't see it at the time. So just what is this?
Wow. And that one is creepy.
Bugosphere has been decoded and identified as Proto-Sanskrit language, right? So Jaime Maussan and the team on there have actually been deep diving on this and been using quantum computing, things of that nature, AI, to figure out what this is. And it's landed on Proto-Sanskrit. And if this is genuinely true, this is actually pretty damn well changing, right? Thousands of years ago, long before writing existed as we know it, the first people spoke a language called Proto-Sanskrit, an ancient version of Sanskrit, the sacred language of India. Now, lab test shows it's a high-grade refined aluminum or aluminium, however you want to pronounce it, mixed with rare earth elements, and these wouldn't have existed at this time. The time period where this is predicted to have come from, about 4,000 years ago or so, is like bronze tier materials, mate. Nothing of this grade. We have aerospace grade materials. We have a resin that was dated around 12,560 years old, and a ginormous question mark, right? Now, the Sanskrit symbols have a few things that apparently describe some cataclysmic events, right? It describes great oceans moving, the end of the world, and the birth of another world, right? Now, if we're talking about some of the stuff that we keep being seen today, more so children are talking about having visions of the world splitting apart, a new birth of a new world. Is this a message in a bottle type scenario? The glyphs seem to warn of a mass global cataclysm, the same one that ended the Ice Age, right? So again, is this potentially from a lost civilization, message in a bottle, release this thing, and then hopefully later on in the future, another civilization picks it up when the time is right, and here we are today. That's a very pinnacle time in our evolution at mass. Mate, I don't know what else to say other than believe what you want to believe. It's just getting more interesting. You guys ever know what you think?
Yeah. Well, actually, you know, after they found the Bugosphere and they had an extensive study on it, and I realized this Bugosphere, this metal sphere, show up throughout the history, right? So, not just right now. All right.
What? Oh, what up, man? You getting on? Oh, okay. You want me to come in? You sure? All right, side quest.
Side quest. What's up, man? You going crazy again in the city?
Yes, sir, every day. Are you trying to do a song in here? You want it? What are you feeling?
I don't know. You started off, man. As long as we singing some fire shit, man, I'm with it, bro.
All right, that sounds good.
Ooh, I like those chords.
Fell in love on a Sunday. How you feeling today? I think she like that douce with that lemonade.
You don't really know a chubby nigga with a flow. I promise you I got a status and a quote. Oof, oof, just wait. You can take your time anyway. I'm trying to get used to you. I'm trying to get used to you. Yo, baby, tell me what's up. Yo, can we just fall in love? Yeah, fell in love, baby. On a Sunday, fell in love on a Sunday. Tryna get used to you, yeah, when we in the room. She told me that you really got my back. Hold on, baby, don't you hold back.
Alright, and that's it for today's video. If you like this type of video, please give it a like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Love on a Sunday, tryna get used to you, yeah, when we in the room. She told me that you really got my back. Hold on, baby, don't you hold back. Let her ask me shit, but then she waited on Friday till I got paid. Fell in love, baby.